The Rover, a new name given to someone who has history that echoes through centuries, maybe millennia. But who or what is the Rover really? And why would someone with such vast experience choose to erase their own memories? This is the WOWO topic we'll be diving into. Please like and subscribe. Let's get into it. The mystery of the memory wipe. In Wuthering Waves, Rover makes a shocking choice to erase their memory. The official reason, a fresh perspective in the endless fight against the Lament, a cataclysm that nearly destroyed humanity. But here's the question. When experience is meant to bring wisdom, how can forgetting possibly make you stronger or more wise? What obstacles, dilemma, or altercation required the memory wipe other than all my past ideas have not worked? Is it safe to say there's a deeper or other reason for Rover erasing their memory? Is there someone else that keeps stopping Rover from achieving their goals time and time again? So many questions that make you wonder if we're asking the right thing. As the story unfolds, we come to understand Rover more, discovering who the old Rover is with the new Rover. As the gamer, we discover that one thing that comes to question, given Rover's long life and seemingly restarting history, I wonder if Rover is even human. An ancient arbiter. Rover isn't exactly human. They're known as an arbiter, a witness, and sometimes a judge of humanity's progress. The player chooses Rover's birthday, but never their birth year. In-game lore hints they may be thousands, even millions of years old. Starting the game, it seems that Rover is sent back into the world by a mysterious woman with silver-like hair. Rover then descends what seems like dimensions, waking up submerged in the sea, swimming to the surface for air, revealing Solaris 3. To connect the issue of Rover's humanity to the title of Arbiter, the opening scene shows Rover being reset, if you will, jumping through an interdimensional looking portal and winding up under the ocean. Solaris 3. As someone who is to deem humanity as ready for their next phase of progression, what gave Rover this authority and jurisdiction of judgment? Is the world supposed to move on and progress if the Lament can't even be stopped? A history of failure. It's not the first time Rover has tried to stop the Lament. They've failed repeatedly. So perhaps the logic is simple. A new self might see what the old self could not. But is that realistic? What's to stop this new Rover from repeating the same mistakes without even knowing they've already failed and made those mistakes? Some of Rover's enemies in the game hint at him being either one of them already or that they will turn to them eventually for answers he won't find himself or from his friends. But we will never know perhaps what Rover ever truly knew from the past, and we can only theorize what's to come. But this alone puts the foot in the door to question with validity what Rover has ever even tried before versus what are they going to try in the future? Is it even different? Would it really even be his idea that saves the world? Without his memory and the simple trope of hero saves the world, what is Rover's motivation to stop the Lament? Is it the progression of humanity? Or is it something more? The price of forgetting. With the 2.5 update, we see Rover seemingly kill someone they once made a promise to. Prolova. Was it justified because she became a murderous monster? Probably. But if Rover remembered their promise, would he have done the same thing that he does in 2.5? Probably not the same thing. Frolova and Rover have an altercation debating these philosophies in regards to what it takes to achieve the future that they seek. So I believe the easy answer is Rover would have done something different. This is the main reasoning as to why he erased his memories anyway, to do something different. But you have to wonder how many times over perhaps has Frolova watched Rover restart. Is it once? Or is it more? Has anyone else been introduced yet in the story that's watched Rover restart as well? Only the silver-haired woman in the beginning? Has Rover made deals with other people that he'll have to remember in order to fulfill? The price of forgetting your past failures is the wisdom you gained from those failures. It's such a perplexing sense of reasoning. In forgetting his memories, it has cost lives. Self-sacrifice or something else. Some believe the Fraxidus, a mysterious global organization, may be influencing Rover's choices. Frolova was able to use Rover to obtain the gem Cristoforo desired. What else have they influenced in Rover's choices? What memory cycle did they affect? All attempts? All resets? If so, is Rover truly acting with free will? Or are they being carefully steered toward a fate they can't see? It begs the question of Rover's own control over their destiny. Who is so powerful that they can recreate Rover's attempt, yet can't stop the lament themselves? Or maybe just won't. Why wouldn't they? Why let Rover try and fail so many times for so long? What is really going on? Is it as simple as Rover stops the lament, the story is over? What is the Fraxidus really after by creating the lament? Does that create the life they're looking for? Somebody has the answers. It's not us. It's not Rover, apparently. Is Rover starting over time and time again truly a self-sacrificing thing? Or is somebody else using his ability to do so to a different end? The identity question. If you were recreated with no memories, are you really you? And if those memories return, are you now the person you once were, or the person you've become since? Rover may one day remember everything, but will that make them the same arbiter, or a stranger wearing their own face? Interestingly enough, the main story of the first chapter was all about Rover choosing to put themselves in danger's way to help their newly made friends. And I have read many people stating this proves his past self's bravery, determination, and caring nature towards the people of this world. And as you do side missions, companion missions, the main story, this statement proves very prevalent. However, hidden in certain details and dialogue, the opposite is shown or hinted towards. Stemming into theorizing with some examples, the many talks with Scar about the Fraxidus and Rover returning to them. This leads to a deeper rabbit hole that Rover started the Fraxidus. Another example is seeing in 2.5, Rover taking the life of Frolova, even though it's hinted perhaps, maybe not. The point is the full Rover that we know is different than who he once was, and that will bleed through. We don't know enough to understand him yet, but one thing I think we can all come to understand is that forgetting your memories is forgetting yourself. The Rover who met Frolova firstly and promised her would not have chucked a sword at her chest to break a stone, and rather something different would have happened. Rover would not have known Frolova as a homicidal mass murderer. She would have been something else. Her actions are her own, of course. I get it, but this is the reality of it. It's called the butterfly effect. Closing thoughts. The mystery of the Rover isn't just about the lament or the world of wuthering waves. It's about the nature of identity, sacrifice, and whether change comes from forgetting the past or confronting it. As the story unfolds, one question remains for me. Will Rover's memory reset give them the answers they desperately seek? I believe as we come to know the new Rover as compared to discovering who the old Rover was, we'll be more surprised at the toll and sacrifice Rover's going to have to make than not. If the end goal of Wuthering Waves' story is just to stop the lament, as stated is Rover's main purpose, I'm willing to bet something more dire comes than the lament even imposes that Rover's going to have to face. Rover's purpose will be beyond that of just Solaris' 3. But as the story unfolds, the end of the Renacida arc is coming later this month in 2.6. I expect more to be exposed and answered then for sure. The only way I can come to understand Rover more is by asking more questions like this, like I've done throughout the entirety of the video. I haven't had any real answers, only more questions. So, please leave a comment below discussing this topic with me. If I missed out on anything and you understand something better, I would love to hear and expand more about understanding the Rover. So please leave a like, go ahead and subscribe for more WoWa content like this. Have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.